On ice is like being given a green light to cheat on her boyfriend, whatever she can mean. She says she never said that. We'll find out in a minute. But one thing's for sure, when Hayley, Tamaddon and Daniel Whiston took to the rink for their debut performance, the atmosphere was electric.
Robin 4, that gives her a total of 19.5.
You're like this Shetland pony. It's like full of energy, and for week one, so far, you're head and shoulders above what we've seen.
I honestly never thought I would see a performance like that on the first show. Amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing what more you've got to give, but also, the next thing, though, is you cannot become complacent.
All right.
Very good. I was just saying their show won. I mean, that was such an incredible performance. But let's just clear up this. So, cheating? Not cheating? Did you say it?
Of course not. Of course not. I think it's because we're such good friends and we've known each other for so long. You know, Darren, my fiancé, is great mates with Dan as well.
In bold, I have
I
on
never
here,
said it, Philip.
I've been with the same man for 5 years,
Yeah.
and another man comes along touching my bum, and it's allowed to happen. I'm loving it.
Yeah, me
I did say that. I did say that bit.
So you talk about knowing each other since you were very young. How did you meet? What were you doing?
When Dan was skating, my little theatre school I used to go to as a child was directly behind the ice rink, and every day I used to go and watch the skaters because I just loved it. But you know, I couldn't do everything, and I did acting and singing and horse riding. Mum wouldn't let me ice skate, so I used to go and watch him instead. And one day he came over to the barrier. I was like that. Oh, he's going to talk to me, and he did. And then we struck up a friendship, and I fancied him for a few years, and that was it.
So you did actually nearly perform together, didn't you?
Yes,
Just missed out.
There was an audition when Dan was doing a show, and it was for Phantom of the Opera. They wanted one girl to stand on ballet shoes in the middle of the ice rink on a bit of carpet while Dan skated around her and did a bit of this and all that. And I was like, Mum, I've got to get the part. And I auditioned, and my best mate got it instead. I was mortified.
Look, I've never heard the last of it ever since. Never. Hayley had the biggest fringe you've ever seen,
can't believe
ever.
you're telling
And a monobrow like that.
No.
It was amazing. It was really like that all the way across.
Well, he had massive jam jar glasses and a
big bush
massive
head.
bushy hair. Brilliant.
We'll just leave them now, taking hot shots at each other.
I said, don't say that, and you have a go with it.
So, you'd always wanted to do Dancing on Ice. When the programme started, right from Series 1, you'd always wanted to do it.
Yeah, because of Dan, really. You know, we never, ever got the chance to skate together as children, and then when this show came, I was like, Dan, you know, this could be the chance. And then, if you remember a couple of years ago, you were like, you want to be on this show, don't you?
Yeah.
And I've just, you know, this year being asked, I was like, oh, my gosh, this is the best thing ever.
This is you guys in rehearsal here.
Giggling.
Now, you didn't know that you were going to get Dan as your partner. In fact, they wound you up, didn't they, initially?
Absolutely. Told me I had a Russian partner called Vladimir or something. And I was like, where's this? And they said, oh, he's really big. He's like 7 foot. I was like, you're joking. And then there he was. Smacked me on the back of the head, and I was like, oh, yeah.
And this was back in November. This is when you started. 19th of November, I think, was when all the training all started.
Yeah.
So how's it been? Because we only get to see a little tiny taste of that in the first week's VT. How have you been together? Has there been many injuries? Have you
There has been quite a lot of injuries, hasn't there?
Yeah.
And that's a normal process every year, trying to explain to Hayley that, you know, all the girls suffer from a lot of injuries, and it's a shock to your system, you know, suddenly when you're getting thrown around by one leg or one arm, and your ribs are going to pop a little bit, and it's just, you know, structuring training around that injury, but you're learning how to do that, and we're
we've
getting
had to change a lot of things
we're getting
because
by.
of I've had a nasty rib injury, which, you know, you've got no recovery time, and you have to carry on going, otherwise you miss training. And, you know, you'd have to drag me by my hair to not make me do this show. I was like, I'm carrying on. And he was like, take a day off. I was like, no.
We've got brilliant Sharon on the
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely, I
Sharon
was just
the
going to
physio.
say,
the physio, and she fixed my back.
She's
actually.
amazing.
Years ago,
yeah.
she fixed my back.
She's a magician. She can put it all right, which she has done.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can't let it stop you. You've just got to get over the injury and carry on, which you've done, which you've been brilliant
But
at.
Hayley's a pretty quick learner, though.
Really quick. And Hayley's way of learning is visual. So basically, if I show her something, Hayley will just pick it up straight away, and I think that's why she's done so well so quick, because she learns so fast.
Yeah.
So it enables me to then go, OK, try this, and you then pick it up, which is brilliant.
The other day he said, try this, and he split his legs like that, and I went, oh, I can't do it. And I tried it and I fell smack, and he was laughing his head off.
It was brilliant.
Loved it. Played out like that, and he went, I told you should try it. I was like,
Oh, that's so
It
mean.
must be different to you, because we know that you always strike up a great relationship with your dancing partners. I mean, you made great friends with Gaynor, then you've got Emily Simons and Linda Lasardi and Roxanne Pallett. You know, but it must be very different for you to be skating with someone that you already know them really well.
Yeah, I've been really lucky in the past having such amazing partners. And this year, obviously, having Hayley, I couldn't have asked for anything more than a childhood friend to be put with. And we could never have called it. Sometimes we're like, how's this happened? Like, 20 years ago, could we have ever have imagined that we're sat on this morning, you know,
Together.
doing this? We're like, what is going on here? So it's amazing. And, you know, sometimes we have to pinch ourselves. Last night, we were at the NTA Awards. I was like, what's going on? I'm just done from Blackpool, do you know what I mean? And Hayley, how's this happened?
And there you two are.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh, you look beautiful.
we scrub up all right for Blackpool people.
Lovely. And can I ask you, because, I mean, as a girl, there is every possibility that you're going to have to do the headbanger.
I'm petrified of that.
Are you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm scared of going backwards as it is, to be honest. It's a really funny feeling. And when you can't have a look at what's going on, and you've got to just trust your partner, which I completely do.
Well, with the headbanger, sometimes it's best not to see.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Blindfold, I think, is the best option.
I'm absolutely dreading that day when Chris and Jane go, OK, now we're going to learn the headbanger.
What about
It makes me feel... I'm getting worse every year watching it.
Are you?
Yeah, I get less sure about it. And every time somebody does something, I run straight up to Robin and I'm like, was that OK? Was that OK? Were they OK? Were they safe? Were they safe? And he always reassures me, but I think you're very brave,
oh,
basically.
Thank you. I think they're up in the game a little bit every year as well with certain lifts and tricks. And the footwork this year, it's so tricky. It really is difficult. And I think every year they want everybody to get a little bit better, you know.
Lift the bar every year, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, your boyfriend is a dance choreographer, isn't he?
He is, yeah, he's a choreographer. It's brilliant.
So has he been helpful as well once you've got home?
Absolutely. I do something on the ice with Dan. Oh, there he is. He's gorgeous. Do something with Dan on the ice, and I go home and show him, and he'll say to me, if you just do this with your arm or extend that leg, it will look better. So it's like having a third pair of eyes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good, really helpful. And he's good at his job, so, you know, to have another input into it, I think you've always got to be open for new stuff and learning new stuff. And you're the best. You've always got to be better and better, and I think it's good to have open ears to criticism.
Yeah.
It's a big show this Sunday because everybody, for the first time, everybody's dancing together.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about your routine this time? Bit more raunchy?
It is a bit raunchy.
Is it?
Really saucy, yeah, I can't believe it.
Are we allowed to say what song you're skating to?
I don't know whether we're allowed.
Are we not
actually.
I don't know.
Oh.
It's not one that everybody will know.
It's a classic song, isn't it? But
Yeah, it's a
probably not-
70s
yeah.
song, I think,
Okay.
and it's a little bit more raunchier
Yeah.
than...
We've gone from cheesy to saucy this week, I think.
And have you
Good.
built
Well-
up some sort of a story for the two of
Yeah.
you?
We have. We're doing
This
a
is
little
good, this.
acting scene. Because we weren't quite understanding why we were skating to this music, and, you know, suddenly we've gone from being really like that to really like that. So our acting scene is Daniel's done the dirty on me, and I'm very, very angry, but still a little bit in love with him at the same time. So hopefully that will come across.
I love this. Let's let this grow and grow and grow, like the Nescafe ad with Anthony Hedden. Every week, I want a different update to the story. What's happened? Lovely. Well,
You shouted out, didn't you, in that first week performance?
We
Absolutely,
screamed,
yeah.
both
It was
of us.
brilliant. Like we're talking and shouting and screaming all the way through it. 'cause
Did you shout relax after?
Yeah.
Yeah, halfway through.
Yeah, because at first she was so tense and she kept looking at me through gritty teeth like that. We crossed out and I was like, relax! And then by the end she was completely relaxed and chilled out, and it was such an adrenaline rush that we didn't, you know, when they gave us the marks, it didn't really sink in straight away that they were
did
good
so
marks
well,
and they were top of the leaderboard.
What did you say just before you went out?
He was lovely. We were stood in the igloo, and
She was shaking,
your legs go to
petrified.
jelly, and you can't put one foot in front of the other. It's a horrible feeling. And he just held my hands, and he went, close your eyes. And I closed my eyes, and he said, now take us back to when we were 12-year-old, and we're stood on the ice rink, and you're watching me on the barrier like that, with me massive fringe and my monobrow. He said,
ruin it.
and he was just lovely. And I just, for that moment, just really ignored everything. He said, I want you to block the audience out. And I did. I didn't hear anything. And he said, open your eyes. And they went, you're on. And that was it. We just skated on and there was just us.
Lovely.
Nothing else.
That's such a lovely
It's a great story. Yeah.
Well, we shall see you Sunday. And in fact, you're going to stick around for a bit of doggy fashion,
Oh,
aren't you?
can't miss the doggies.
Good. Good. Well, we'll see you in a moment.
Yeah, because still to come, fleeces, scarves, raincoats and parkas for dogs. Joe Swash is here right after the break.